Hey guys, this is the third installation of my bedroom remodel, Decoupage drawer pulls. So I'm going to show you how to take these basic wooden knobs you can get from the hardware store and turn them into something really custom and awesome. So you'll need a brush, and this is a stencil brush, but you don't need it exactly, just a stiff brush. Of course, your raw wooden knobs, and those aren't really expensive at all. You need some Mod Podge antique matte, that's what I'm using. Decoupage glue. I'm also going to be using this Dimensional Magic by Mod Podge. It's going to give the knobs a amplified look, not magnetized but amplified. This is Valspar flat black spray paint. And of course your safety equipment, gloves and a mask. And a drop cloth. Always get a drop cloth to protect surfaces. And you're going to need a small printed image. You can do any image you want to, family, friends, yourself. It's a little strange, but you can. Make sure that it's a small one that's going to fit on the knob. Okay? Okay. Now, I do not recommend doing this in your house. Do not do it. It says it on the back of the can. Do it outside in a well-ventilated area. But it was cold outside, so I had to do it inside. This Valspar is different from any other spray paint that I've ever used before. As you can see, it comes out a little bit differently. I probably will use it in the future for a small project, not a large project, but it was very different from the traditional spray paint. I did spray paint one side and then the other for the angle to get all of the paint on the knobs, and I let it dry. While I was letting that dry, I had already printed out the small images that I want to put on the knobs and let those dry as well, and that's very important. Here what I'm doing is making the templates that I'm going to put on top of the printed images. And they're just a little bit smaller than the main part of the knob there. So there's one of the printed images, and that's exactly where I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and tape it down so that I'll be able to cut that size out exactly, because I know that size will fit on top of the knob without overflowing onto the sides. You'll still be able to see part of the black knob from the front view of the knob, and we're going to cut around the circle. Those are the finished printed images. The first step you want to do in order to decoupage is apply some of the glue to the back of your image. And it's important that when you get your image, you print it on paper that's easily manipulated. This just came out of my regular inkjet printer. Then you'll apply it to the knob, and you're going to do quite a bit of smoothing because the knob is a little bit rounded on the top and your printed edge is flat. You're going to have to smooth it carefully and strategically down onto the knob because you will get folds of fabric. So you want to make sure that the folds of fabric are in places that really won't distort the image. I did it a couple times. On the first couple knobs that I did, I gave Audrey a slash across her face with one of the folds. And there I'm just showing you a pocket where it needs to be smoothed, and this decoupage glue dries pretty quickly, so you want to move quickly. Using your gloves makes everything easier so that you don't get debris and dirt rolling off of your fingers. Just use gloves. Now the gloves that I'm using are the same ones that I used to spray paint, so they had some black spray paint on them, which in this case was good because it gave the printed images a little bit more character, because my gloves were dirty and the look I'm going for is the antique look. The glue is kind of like a yellowish color, so it kind of ambers the image. And this is just the first coat. So after you apply it to the back and then attach your image to whatever object you want to, you need to decoupage the top of it as well, especially if you want to get that effect. Mod Podge has a lot of different looks that you can go with. I just wanted the antique matte to match the bedroom. So there's one that has been finished with the first coat and dried. And there's the slash across Audrey's face, like she's been in a fight club. No! So I'm going to go ahead and apply the second coat of antique matte to to this knob, and they take about 20 minutes to dry with the amount that I put on for the second coat. You can do it thinner if you want to. Now this is dried. And now I'm applying the Dimensional Magic. This is not going to magnify the image, but it is going to give it a raised glossy image. And make sure that you fill in all of the gaps and spaces where the Dimensional Magic did not get. The Dimensional Magic does have a formula that does not allow it to drip unless you put too much on, like I kind of did down there at the bottom. But this stuff is pretty awesome. That is with 2 coats of the Dimensional Magic on, so they are finished and drying. And here they are applied to my dressers. Yay! They turned out exactly how I wanted them to. This is a really cool and fun project. You can do it all kinds of things. You can do it with knobs, you can do it with jewelry, you can do it with scrapbooking, which of course is what it was made for. You can find all this stuff at your local Joann's or Hobby Lobby. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.